Do you feel like you failed your New Year's resolution already? It's common knowledge that most resolutions fail, close to 90% in fact, and the majority of those failures occur by early February. But you don't have to be part of that 90% that fail. You're better than that. And besides, you've got a secret weapon. Because if you can apply even one or two of these 6 steps that I am going to outline for you in this video, you will exponentially increase your chances of staying on track and achieving your goals this year. So grab a pen, because you'll probably want to take some notes, and let's get started. So the very first thing that we need to do is stop overthinking the problem. When people are having difficulty implementing some kind of new life change, they tend to feel very discouraged and think, oh, man, I suck at this, I can't do this, this is too hard, I'm not cut out for this. Imagine you had a close friend who was trying to make some kind of positive life change, and they came to you after a couple weeks and were like, oh, I'm having a rough time, it's just a little bit difficult, I'm thinking about quitting. Would you tell them that they were a loser or a failure or they should give up? Of course you wouldn't do that. And if you would do that, then you'd say, no way, think of all the effort you've put in so far. Think of how great this is for your life. You can't just give up. Try to keep that same perspective towards yourself. Any tension or anger you feel at yourself is only making things harder and holding you back. So step 1 is just to give yourself a hug, forgive yourself, and let go of any judgments you might have made about your progress or lack thereof so far. Don't beat yourself up. It's only been a couple weeks so far. It's not that big of a deal. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, and it doesn't happen overnight, but long-term commitment is the way to achieve any significant result. And so that is step 2, committing to ourselves that we are going to either keep trying or we're going to try again. Think of this almost like a couple renewing their vows. You kind of know, oh, they might have gone through some rough patches, been a little on the rocks there for a bit. This is us with our New Year's resolutions. We need to recommit to ourselves that even though things might have been a little rocky, we might not have been perfect, we are still in it for the long haul. We're still gonna do this thing. If things have been rough lately and you've been thinking about quitting, your mind might be looking for all those excuses and reasons to kind of stay on your old track and kind of push away from those new challenging things. So reaffirming that I'm going to do this is important to me, makes your brain remember that, oh, okay, this is serious, I gotta pay attention. You see, in general, just about everything we do as people is to move closer to pleasure or to move away from pain. Let's say your resolution is to eat healthier this year. That's a pretty common one. There's a good chance that in the past, you have associated a significant amount of pleasure with eating unhealthy foods. They do tend to taste pretty good after all. So what we need to do is start to rewire that association between pleasure and unhealthy food in our brain to pain. Imagine how bad you'll feel if you don't change, if your diet stays the same, if you don't lose that weight, if you don't get more energy, if you don't gain the self-confidence you want to gain as part of that process. Then visualize how great it'll feel to get rid of that relationship you have with unhealthy foods, to lose that weight you want to lose, to have more energy. We need to start associating pleasure with getting the results we want and pain with staying where we're at. If we don't intentionally tell ourselves where pain and pleasure actually are on the scale, our brains will very often cave to short-term decision making. Because when we fail to consider the long-term ramifications of eating unhealthy, it in the short term feels like a great decision. It's very cheap, it's delicious, it's just greasy, and eating healthy, well, in the short term, that might sound awful. But in the long term, it's life transforming and way better for you. And this doesn't require lying to yourself or anything, just look at the situation objectively and look at both the short and long-term consequences of your actions and decisions. This next step all by itself can almost guarantee your success or completely doom you to failure depending on how well you utilize it. It is very simple, but it is crucially important. My mom used to say, you know how you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One of the biggest reasons that people give up on their New Year's resolutions is they try to do way too much, way too quickly, they get overwhelmed and burnt out, and they give up. Step 4, start small. Whew. Dude, you just ran 10 miles. Whoa, nice. Did you just start running like yesterday? Yeah, and I'm on a juice cleanse too. I haven't had any solid food for the last 3 days. Wow, that's a lot to start all at once. You got enough energy? Everything's going well? I feel great, man. Nice. Awesome. It's so much better to start very small and build up over time and continue growing than to try to go all out, get discouraged, and quit and then you never grow or get better at all. In order to make things smoother as we're going through that process of starting very small and building up over time and just not stopping, there are a few tricks we can use to make things better for ourselves. How many times have you found yourself randomly scrolling through something on your phone and you realize like half an hour has gone by and you don't even remember why you picked your phone up? Or you're walking through your kitchen and suddenly you're eating a bag of potato chips that you don't remember grabbing, but just somehow you are now eating them. I know I've done it, so I'm guessing you probably have as well, and that's because it's easy to do. We want to make the new life we're aspiring to as easy and appealing as possible, and our old life as hard and painful as possible in order to make sure that we get where we're trying to go. So if you want to lose weight, start by throwing away all of the unhealthy food you eat. Maybe put some carrots in your snack drawer so you find those instead of chocolate or something when you're hungry. If you want to waste less time on your phone, start putting your phone somewhere physically far from you. I've started doing that over the last couple months. I sleep with my phone in a different room, and I've noticed I waste so much less time randomly scrolling on my phone when I wake up or right before going to bed. It's a huge time saver because I made it hard instead of easy. And especially in this first stage where we're just taking small steps, we're just starting out, it really pays to have some good insurance against self-sabotage. And on the subject of insurance against yourself, while we'll often find excuses and ways to weasel out of the commitments we make to ourselves, it's often a lot harder for us to give those same excuses to other people. So step 6 is about finding ways we can guarantee that we will follow through on the things we've said we are going to do. There are a ton of different ways you can come up with an external accountability device for you, but just for a couple examples, you can try blocking or time locking the different websites or social media sites you want to avoid using so much on your phone. Find a friend who's going to go to the gym with you every day so that you have to go to the gym every day. If you want to lose weight, you make a deal with a friend that for every calorie you eat over your daily limit, you owe them $1. That will motivate some serious change because it connects, once again, pain to doing the things that you don't want to do. But this time it is short-term pain. And don't forget, that pain is real anyway. There is significant long-term pain in never getting into shape, never losing the weight, never having any form of physical health, never learning how to save up money, never following through on promises to yourself. All of those things do significant harm to you in the long run. But because we so often make those snap decisions based on short-term thinking, having a significant source of short-term pain to motivate us to not do those things anymore can be extremely helpful, keeping us on track towards our goals and resolutions. Side note here, still be reasonable and start small so that you're not tempted to lie, cheat, and beg your way out of the accountability device that you opted into. That's not the point at all, and it will not help you at all. Each of these steps individually will contribute to a more realistic and sustainable resolution practice where we're able to be far more likely than the average person to actually achieve the things we want to achieve this year. Because after a while, not only will you be more likely to keep your resolutions, achieve your goals, and move forward this year, but you'll start to see yourself in a new way. Because instead of being upset with yourself and feeling bad that you gave up on your resolution, you'll be able to tell people that you stuck it out. While everybody else is coming up with excuses and justifications for why they didn't follow through, you will be able to feel proud about yourself and continue moving forward towards your dream life one step at a time. And for more insights as to how you can transform your life going forward in 2013, check out this video right here where I share the most valuable tidbits from 6 books that have had a very large impact on my own life. Specifically, check out the section on Atomic Habits by James Clear. Great book, and a lot of the information in it went into the making of this video, so check that out. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.